Hi, it's Liz Sneddon. Let's have a look at the difference between the explanatory and response variables. So this is when we're dealing with often bivariate data, which is when we're looking for a relationship between variables. So we'll start with the explanatory variable. This is the variable that we can control and can change. So that's the one where it explains the changes that we see in another variable. So that's why it's called the explanatory, because it's explaining changes in something else. And the explanatory is always on the x or horizontal axis. Then we have our response variable. So this is the variable that we measure. And this can be affected by that explanatory variable. So that's what we are going to put on our y-axis or our vertical axis. So the explanatory variable, that's the one that we can control and change, and our response variable is the one that we measure. So another way to think of that is that we can change the values of our explanatory variable, and then we observe the effect it has on a response variable. So let's have a look at an example of what this might look like. So we want to see which is the explanatory and response variables for the following ones. So the amount of water that a plant is given and the height of the plant. So these are both of them are numeric. We're measuring the amount of water and we're measuring the height of the plant. One of them we control, one of them is the effect of the other. So one thing we can do is ask ourselves which way around makes the most sense. So does it make sense to say the amount of water given to the plant, does that explain the height of the plant? Or does the height of the plant explain the amount of water given? So we need to think which way around would they go. So we've got our amount of water and our height. So the amount of water could be the explanatory, with the height being the response, or it could be that the height is the explanatory and the amount of water is the response. So that's what we're trying to decide. So one way to think about it is in real life, which of these things do we control? Can we control the amount of water, or can we control the height of the plant? And hopefully we can all say, well, actually, we're going to control the amount of water. And then we're going to use how much water has been given to explain the height of the plant. Okay, so we're going to measure the height after we have given a certain amount of water that we can control. So that means our explanatory variable is the amount of water that's given to the plant. And our response variable is the height of the plant. And it's important that they go this way around. So another way to think about this is we could think about our explanatory. This is we can change how much water is being given to the plant. And because of how much water has been given to the plant, that leads to observing the effect it has on the height. So we're going to see if I give it a little bit of water, what does that do to the height? If we give it a lot of water, what does that do to the height? So we're observing the effect that it has. Thanks for watching.